President Donald Trump is pushing for a major revamp to childhood vaccinations, signing a new executive order to reduce the number of recommended shots for kids.
Atlanta News First Niamani Watson is live this morning outside the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention headquarters in DeKalb County. So Niamani, this comes as many children are going back to school right now. What do parents need to know about this?
Well, first, it's important to note that states, not the federal government, set vaccination requirements for schools and daycares. However, when your child gets those shots is set by the CDC based on recommendations. Now, President Trump's new executive order drops the recommended list of vaccines from 18 diseases to 11. The order still recommends the MMR vaccine for measles, mumps, and rubella, but instead of one combined shot, it will be split into three separate vaccines given at different times. Meanwhile, RSV and hepatitis shots will now only be recommended for high-risk groups. President Trump says the order maximizes parental choice. He also once again suggested a link between vaccines and autism, despite decades of scientific studies showing no connection. However, some doctors call the order concerning, warning it will only cause fear and confusion. A statement from the American Academy of Pediatrics says in part, quote, there is robust evidence to support the safety, effectiveness, and necessity of U.S. vaccine recommendations.
We're concerned, or I'm concerned, about an unintended consequence of people under-vaccinating because of fear that giving a single dose of the MMR is going to put their child at risk, when there's no evidence to suggest that's the case.
Nothing bad can happen from what we're doing. Nothing bad can happen. It's possible it doesn't work. I don't think that's much of a possibility, frankly.
Now, these changes usually require approval from the new CDC director, so we are waiting to see how that plays out. Reporting live outside the CDC headquarters in DeKalb County, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.